Welcome to the first video of 2023. You know, if there is one thing I am consistent with on this channel, it is my predictions for the following year, / what were the trends that we just went through in the past year. I've done it 4 years in a row? Honestly, not sure. But it's like the one thing that I'm like actually consistent with. So why ruin that consistency now? All right, so we're going to talk about the trends from 2022. We're going to talk about my predictions for 2023. And because every video that we do like this has to be slightly different, this year I'm going to react to my predictions from last year's video for this year, for 2022. I think let's start with reacting to last year's video. First off, let's discuss the Pantone color of the year, Periwinkle. And I 100% agree because I have already been seeing bluey purple, light bluey purple things everywhere. I've already gotten glitters like that. 100%. We saw a lot of periwinkle last year. We saw a lot of it at the beginning of the year. We always do when the Pantone color comes out. Also, it was a beautiful color for the end of winter heading into spring. It was just perfect. You could get that like icy vibe with it and then head right into spring, and it's a pastel. Pastels this year also were bananas. We were seeing pastels all over the place in fall and winter and everything. So yes, we were seeing periwinkle all year long just because of pastels, truly. So one nail art trend that I have already started to see, I guess towards the end, right at the end of 21, moving into heavily 2022, it was kind of like New Year's nails is kind of where I started seeing it. So a fine glitter, chunky glitter over that at the cuticle, and then using a milky cover, pink-ish, peachish, marshmallowy sort of color from the tip to the cuticle. Yeah, 100%. Those were super trendy. They still are super trendy. It's just sort of like a newer, more modern, I guess, way of doing a glitter ombre. Instead of having the glitter go over top the cover pink encapsulates the glitter and fades the glitter away. It's actually incredibly beautiful. You see them a lot like from the cuticle, like the glitter at the cuticle, but you can also see them with the glitter at the tip and then the cover pink covering over the glitter until the glitter is full opacity at the tip. They are stunning. Let's move on. So I think we're going to continue seeing French nails evolve, different colors, different styles, all kinds of different French. I already mentioned that that's going nowhere. So I mentioned quickly, French is going nowhere. Still 100% agree. There was quite a French boom in 2022 with different colors. And also the classic French is kind of coming back, but with like really deep smile lines. Its trendiness kind of like ebbs and flows. The white French is very popular right now, but also so is all of the alternative type French. The bubbly nails and the different pattern, yes, along with just having like the classic French and just sort of alternative French nails, that what was it, like the illusion French thing with the two different vertical ombres, so one going down the full nail in one like black and white, and then on the French part it's white and black, so it's like reversed, like an illusion type thing. That was incredibly trendy this year, whether it be people were trying to do it, people were wanting them done. It was just all over the internet. Okay, and then I started going on about press-ons. Let's continue what I had to say. I mentioned them last year, and last year I kind of mentioned that I think it was really because of the pandemic that they were really going hard. Even since services have opened back up and nail techs are open and able to do people's nails, a lot of people are still really digging on press-ons. One, probably because they still don't want to sit in front of somebody for 2 hours being touched. Number two, you can change them out whenever you want. You don't have to have them on for 2-3 weeks. You can change them out whenever you want. Maybe you're somebody who can't wear nails on a regular basis, but you have a special occasion, or you just want to wear them. They were very popular last year, the year before as well. Like I said here, I think the pandemic like reignited the press-on boom, and it's just continuing for so many reasons. Like I mentioned here, people don't want to be spending the money. People don't want to be sitting around people. They don't have the money to be spending. All kinds of reasons for people to be choosing press-ons. Now, if you're getting like good quality press-ons, not just from the drugstore, which no shade to drugstore press-ons, go for it. But if you're getting ones from like actual nail artists on Etsy, on Instagram, whatnot, you're basically going to be paying about the price of a full set anyway. But like you are paying upwards of $80, $90, $100-ish for one of those sets. But they, if you take care of them, they are reusable. So I know that I'm like speaking against like my job and everything, but like I 100% understand if you're going to be spending $100 on a set of nails, being able to take them off and reuse them again is a smart consumer's dream. Especially if it's a design that you love and you're going to get a lot of use out of. That makes perfect sense. Okay, press-ons. Onward. I think we're going to see a lot more creativity with the products that already exist, like the Aurora nails, for example. Just using that foil in a slightly different way and doing something slightly different with it made a huge impact and made such a big difference. I think we're just going to see a lot of products being used in ways that they weren't necessarily intended for, but that creates an excellent outcome. I would kind of, I guess, agree with that. The magnetic nail polish, you can do a lot with that. You can do like the cat eye and all that sort of stuff. But this year, the velvet nail trend became really popular. I don't have any magnetic polishes, so I haven't actually tried doing it. So I don't actually know how to do it. But using the magnetic polishes that people already had to do these other nail arts that they were doing, now they can do the velvet nail trend because they already have the product. Okay, let's continue. See continued innovation from brands creating products. I think we're going to see a fair amount of product innovation. For example, the flash glitters. And just like how we went from only having gel top coats with a sticky layer to having gel top coats with no sticky layer, even more clear gels. So there's this constant innovation. I hope we're going to see a fair amount more. Okay, so product innovation. Interesting. I mean, you know what? We're actually starting to see metallic paint. So in the past, you would use like a black or a white tack-free paint, and then you would burnish chrome on top of it to get that like true metallic, or you would use a foil to get that like true metallic look. But recently, like in the last few years, especially this year within North America at least, we have seen a lot of like really metallic paint, like actually metallic, not glittery, not sparkly, not PC, like it is like a solid melted metal paint. So I would say brand innovation check. Let's move on. Lastly, this is so random and strange, but I hope, this isn't even a prediction, this is just a hope in my heart, to see more orange nails. Orange nails. I don't know. Did we see? I mean, I'm not, obviously not talking about Halloween. I definitely did use orange a little bit more often this year. And I'm not just sure if that's because I had more oranges to choose from for my clients, or if there was some sort of teeny little orange nail trend going on. I'm not sure. But I still love orange nails and I would still like them to be a thing. That is it for my predictions from last year. Let's move on to the trends from 2022. Since that's what these predictions were for 2022, we'll move on to what actually happened in 2022. So first, I just want to talk about a few more 2022 trends that kind of fit into what we already spoke about. So that kind of fit into the predictions I had from last year, just because I didn't have another category to put them in. Okay, so French nails, yes. We have also metallic French has been super popular this year. And then French nails with like a design within the French. So like yin yang nails or happy face nails, kind of like that. Those have also been very popular French nails this year. This is not right. And we already mentioned pastel nails. So yes, pastel nails were also huge in 2022. Pastel everything. And honestly, I think we're going to see that continue into 2023. I think people are loving on pastels. And I truly think it has something to do with that like Y2K-esque vibe. Let's move on now to, we got to do it, guys. Let's move on to viral trends. The most viral nail trend of 2022 has to go to the glazed donut nails, right? It just does, right? Hailey Bieber, biggest nail trend of 2022, in my opinion. Do I even need to explain what a glazed donut nail is? No? Okay, good. Let's move on. But like in reality, the glazed donut nails are actually very beautiful. Excellent for wedding nails, excellent for wedding guest nails. It's like a nice little spicy twist on a nude nail. Yeah, it's excellent. I love the glazed donut nail. Love it. Also, pretty viral this year. I don't know what to call it, but it's like that like rose trend. So it was like a trend a couple years ago to like do the same technique, but like on the head of a pin or something. And then I don't know why or how, but for like a month, it was the trendiest thing to try to create that same rose sort of pattern on a nail. Also cartoon nails or that pop art nail trend. That was definitely the second half of the year that it became super trendy. But yeah, they took over the internet for a moment. This is not the first time that has happened. This style of nail has existed, well, it's existed for as long as I've been doing nails. I have done it on myself a number of times, like 10 years ago I did it. But it wasn't like exploding all over the internet. It was just like a thing people did. Even heading into Christmas, people started doing the exact same style, but on light bulbs. Ooh, so cute. Okay, let's move on to some color trends for the year. So I've already mentioned metallics. Metallics were super hot this year for art and just full cover metallic nails. Very trendy. You could also kind of argue that the glazed donut, because of the chrome over it, kind of had a metallic look to it. So that might have also been part of the reason that metallic nails themselves were so popular. Or red nails. Red nails are always popular to some degree. They're always going, they're always happening. But this year, red nails were incredibly trendy. And it is 100% because of the red nail theory on TikTok. People thinking that they'll find their forever partners and their significant others and people because they have red nails. All right, green nails. Green nails had a moment this year too. How interesting, red and green. All different kinds, like emerald. I was seeing lots of beautiful emerald nails, lots of sagey green nails. Mint nails were there, but that was more in the pastel trend. I didn't see people doing mint nails as like a green trend, but I do think that's coming this year. I do feel like we're gonna see a lot of mint green nails. Last year it was like a lot of deep, or in 2022, there was a lot of deep greens, a lot of sagey greens, a lot of earthy greens, mossy greens, planty greens. There was also a lot of bright pink and hot pink. Now, partially because of that Barbiecore aesthetic that really became popular in 2022, but also just like in fashion in general, hot pink was like super trendy throughout the entire year. Even last year, like in 2021, hot pink was like really, really booming. So it definitely just continued on throughout the entire year this year. Hot pink, love it. There was a high influx I found of like nude and white nails, not just French tips, but like a cover pink, a nude nail with some sort of white nail art over it. Whether it be a French, some sort of fancy French, or just a beautiful white design. Lots of nude and white. Similarly, there was a fair amount of nude and neon. Again, one of my absolute favorite combinations is a nude and neon, but I do feel like we saw it a lot more this year, specifically with pink and yellow neon with a nude. And I actually do think we're going to continue to see that throughout next year as well. Finally, in the color trends, jewel tones. I already spoke about red, green, but there was just the deep, saturated, beautiful tones, like beautiful purples and beautiful blues. Those are obviously some of my favorite kinds of colors. And again, I think we're going to see them very popular still in 2023. Lots of blues. I think we're going to see like cobalt blue. I think we're going to see, well, obviously we're going to be seeing lots of magenta because that's the color of the year, but I think we're going to continue to see like lots of purplies and pinks and like deep saturated colors along with completely unsaturated colors. Let's chat about some trendy nail art that we've been seeing. So part of this is just like what I've seen on my feeds, just scrolling through the internet. And some of this is actually from a few like nail trend articles that I just happened to be looking at, and I was like, oh, let's add these to the list. And one of those is Euphoria nails. So I have seen quite a few people, especially nail techs, I've seen quite a few nail techs do nails inspired by different Euphoria characters. But this one nail art trend seems to be topping them all, and it's this like crisscrossy fishnetty design, which I haven't seen Euphoria, so I'm not really sure, but apparently that's a Euphoria nail. We've also, and we were seeing them last year, those like droplet nails, those blobby 3D nails. So there's two kinds that I'm gonna mention here. One is just the blobby blobs that might be over a nude nail with a neon color. It might be a clear, there might be chrome over it. Like there's so many different ways to do these sort of blobby nails, but also 3D nails, not how we used to see 3D, like the 3D flower, a happy face that's three-dimensional off the nail, or say like a heart. The heart is actually three-dimensional off the nail, but right? You know what I mean. I'll show you a picture. You know what I'm talking about. Those were super popular too. Animal print. Animal print is one of those things that just goes up and down, up and down, up and down as well. We are currently in an animal print era, specifically tortoise shell. It's been growing for a few years, but I feel like it's finally at its peak. I mean, your classic animal prints are still going strong. Leopard print, zebra print, cow print. That had its moment like last year and the year before. Cow print was one of the most seen animal prints over the last 2 years. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but it's still happening. Plaid nails are always sort of trendy in some way or another. But this year, 2022, it was gingham style plaid and buffalo plaid. So really chunky patterns and less of the really thin line plaid designs. Celestial nails were huge this year. And I'm not just talking at Halloween time, like celestial witchy vibe nails. Those were huge this year. I was doing them all year long. Checkerboard nails. I saw and did a lot of checkerboard nails. Some just like on a French tip, some were kind of like within a sort of swirl pattern, and some were just straight up checkerboard nails. I really like the look of them, especially black and white, or like a black and like a hot pink or something like that. They really make an impact. I hate doing them. I despise doing checkerboard nails. Airbrushing. Airbrushing became huge again. I can remember like back in the early 2000s when you would go to a nail salon and all they did was pop out a stencil and airbrush through it and that was your nail art, or they would do a French like that. And then that idea sort of faded away and there was a much bigger boom into hand-painted nail art and stamping and decals. But now it seems, because the 90s and the early 2000s are back, why wouldn't airbrushing? So instead of just doing your French, your ombre, or using a stencil, they're doing circular ombres. There is a name for them and I cannot think of it right now, but like a circular ombre. Hoagie's snoring beside me. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm seeing it a lot in pastel colors or white. And then a lot of people are doing art over top of these like circular airbrushed ombre type things. However, I'm also seeing them done with pinks and transparent pinks over like a clear nail or over a natural nail. And I'm sorry, that looks like a sore, injured nail to me. It is on my list for trendy nails. That look with the circular ombre done in pink, I know that is a very specific look and I know that people really like that look. I think it looks like an injured nail. I can't get past it. But if you like it, hell yeah. I feel like it kind of fits that trend of like the bleeding lip. Is it kind of, it's like that, but on a nail. Let's quickly chat about some products. So some trendy products that I saw a lot of this year were nail charms. And I'm not just talking, you know, your basic crystals. That's an always thing. I mean, it comes and goes and comes and goes, but I'm talking like big charms. And also the nail piercings with the like little dangles seem to be back. That was really popular when I was in high school in like the early 2000s. That was super popular. So again, I'm not surprised it's back, but it's kind of making me go, I have not had any clients ask for it, thank goodness, because I don't know what I would do. I am not set up for that. I know how to do it, but I'm not set up for it. Also, I have seen a huge rise in the use of nail stickers and decals. For the longest time, I was like against them. I was like, it's hand painted or nothing. And then the more I started working on clients and they started requesting very detailed or very small nail art and I was unable to do it, I was like, well, time to invest in some decals. And let me tell you, you can get beautiful nail art with decals. And also there is a technique. There is a technique to using decals and nail stickers, getting them to last, getting them to lay down properly, all of these things. There's a trick to it, okay? So it's not just as simple as slapping a sticker on a nail and doing a top coat. You can do that. It probably won't last. And also there's so many more companies that you can get them through now. Like you don't just have to buy them from Amazon. You don't have to just buy them in bulk. So many different companies you can get them from. You don't have to be a professional. You can get them all over the place. Okay, so nail lengths and shapes. I am seeing so many more short nails. Online, in person, people are coming in saying, you know, I want these shorter. You know, I think I'm gonna go back to a more natural look. Same with online. I'm seeing so many cute little short nails. Don't get me wrong. Long nails are not going anywhere. I still like wearing long nails. People like wearing long nails even longer than mine. They're not going anywhere. But if you are somebody who doesn't like wearing long nails or you can't grow your nails long, we're heading into your time, baby. Also, square nails. I said it last year, square nails are trendy. They're still trendy, but I'm kind of seeing this. It's kind of like denim. We're sort of like all styles of denim right now are kind of trendy. I kind of feel that way about nails. All the nail shapes are popular right now. I would say if we are looking at possibly the least popular, I personally think it's coffin. Although on one of those trend lists I was reading, somebody was saying that coffin is going to be the biggest trend for 2023. I personally don't see that happening because I feel like we just left the coffin era. I'm seeing more square and I'm worried that we're gonna end up back in the duck foot nail era. I'm not here for that. Virtually every nail shape right now is on trend. And I'm thinking a lot of that has to do with people are like, you know what? I like having long nails, but square nails don't work for me. I'm gonna go coffin. You know what? I like having long nails, but coffin is a little aggressive for me. I'm gonna do an almond. I personally like wearing an almond. I find them easier to work with. I can wear them longer with an almond than I can as a square. So I feel like the shape is really, really coming down to personal preference and less about trend. Let's move on to my 2023 predictions because this video is going to be long enough as it is. I've already mentioned blue nails. Blue nails are going to be so hot next year. I'm certain of it. Like a bright cobalt solid blue. Like the bluest blue you could blue.
I just blew myself.
Yes, exactly. I think we're going to see like tweed style nails. You know how there's always like a new sort of nail texture to be found? We've already done all the plaids. All the plaids are happening. We've got the buffalo, the gingham, the tartan. All the plaids have happened, but I think I'll post a picture of the one that I'm specifically thinking of, but like a tweed style wool nail almost, not sweater nail, but like a wool jacket. I know I mentioned red nails already, but specifically pink and red nails, and not just for Valentine's Day. I think we're going to see a ton of pink and red nails. And I think this is like, you know, a 90s, like early 2000s, but also 70s. There is some sort of retroness to it. I can't put my finger on it, but there's like some kind of retroness to this pink and red. Also, I love the combination of pink and red. I absolutely do. Obviously, Viva Magenta from Pantone, magenta is going to be popping all over the place. Even if it's just for the first few months of the year, we're gonna see tons of magenta. Confetti nails. I've already been seeing these popping up online with different color glitters, PC popping over here and there and here and there. Not a solid, dense glitter nail, but like a PC confetti glitter nail. Absolutely. And it's gonna be so cute. So this next one is also from a trend list that I found, and I thought it was interesting because in my opinion as a nail tech, okay, wait, let me tell you what they are. So crystals and embellishments. So my opinion as a nail tech, these are kind of always trendy. It just sort of depends on the client. So I really think that that's a personal kind of preference. I guess crystals and embellishments kind of ebb and flow like other of the nail art things that we've already mentioned, like animal print and whatnot. So it is possible that maybe nails are going to become just more embellished. Mostly I put that one on the list because I just wanted to remember that and I wanted to look back and see if it actually happened. I don't necessarily, I personally don't necessarily think that that's going to happen because I think it is so personal on whether you have embellishments on your nails or not. But I just wanted to see. And also let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to see more more embellished nails. Finally, and I think this is so interesting because we spent so much time talking about French nails in general, but I think we are going to see short, squoval, roundy, natural shaped nails with a nice, beautiful, thin French. Not those big chunky Frenches that we were seeing in the early 2000s on short nails. No, 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 no. Not the one that made your nail bed look a millimeter big. Not those ones. But an elegant, thin French. Oh my goodness, I got through that list. It was much longer than I was anticipating. Okay, so do you agree with my predictions? Do you agree with the trends that I've chosen for the year? Let me know down below. Are there any that I have forgotten? Because that is very likely. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed yet, I mean, that's fair because I haven't posted in months except for shorts, but I'm trying. So go ahead, subscribe. There will definitely be shorts though, so you can subscribe and there will be guaranteed shorts. I will see you in my next video. Bye.